What's up guys, it's Tommy here, and it looks like the Daily Mail and the Mirror are reporting that Martin Zubimendi is regretting his decision of staying at Real Sociedad because they lost last weekend once again against Mallorca, so they are just 2 places above the relegation zone, and it looks like Martin Zubimendi is asking Liverpool to make a January transfer move for him, which I think is very interesting, and this is worth exploring in this video, so you will get the full details of the story. And Martin Zubimendi of course rejected a move to Liverpool in the summer, but it looks like now he has second thoughts. Jacob Leaks, who is a senior sports reporter at the Mirror newspaper, is reporting it now appears Zubimendi is hoping that Liverpool will resurrect their interest, and it looks like he's regretting his decision to reject a move to Liverpool in the summer because he's probably seeing Liverpool playing in the Champions League. Real Sociedad will only play in the Europa League, and Liverpool are going to try and challenge for the Premier League title. Real Sociedad will be lucky to finish even in the top 6 in La Liga after making a disastrous start, and Real Sociedad lost probably a lot of their best players apart from Zubimendi. And according to Estadio Deportivo, they are the source of this article in Spain, Zubimendi has asked Liverpool to go back into the market for him. Questions over Real Sociedad's sporting director is one of the reasons why it looks like Zubimendi has backtracked on his decision, because the sporting director came out and said that Real Sociedad has no plans of offering Zubimendi a new contract, and they have no plans of increasing Zubimendi's wages. So Zubimendi is on his base wage that Liverpool would have tripled in the summer. So imagine you say no to Liverpool and you got the promise that Real Sociedad will increase your wages, and they also promised you that Real Sociedad will be competitive this season, and you are fighting against relegation. Real Sociedad have no plans, and they came out publicly saying this. The sporting director said this, that Real Sociedad have no plans to extend Zubimendi's contract. That means for Liverpool it's the same release clause, £51 million. So I think if Zubimendi really wants to come to Liverpool, we shouldn't put emotion before, critical thinking. And if Zubimendi helps Liverpool in the January transfer window, then I would go in for him, but only if he's 100% sold on coming to Liverpool. We don't want players who are hesitant on whether they should join Liverpool or not. And Zubimendi is planning on being a Liverpool player in the January transfer window. That's what this report is saying. It marks a major U-turn from the Spanish international, who as recently as 2 or 3 weeks ago insisted that he was happy with the decision he made. It looks like that's not the case, and here is the report in the Daily Mail as well, that Zubimendi regrets rejecting Liverpool in the summer. However, of course, the report is obscurely sourced, so you have to take it with a pinch of salt. It's not 100% that Zubimendi will sign for Liverpool in January, but the door is open, the possibility is there. But Ryan Gravenberch has impressed Liverpool and Arne Slot and the Liverpool fans very, very much. He's playing absolutely at a world-class level. The big problem is we don't have an alternative to Ryan Gravenberch. Waterrendo is not really fancied by Arne Slot. Curtis Jones is not as good in the number 6 as Ryan Gravenberch. And McAllister and Gravenberch are 2 world-class players right now, and we don't have adequate backups. So if either of those players suffer a long-term injury, even if they are just out for a month, Liverpool will suffer tremendously because we don't have a player to fall back on who is anywhere near the level. Imagine if we had Zubimendi, it would have been brilliant to alternate these 2 positions between those 3 players, Zubimendi, Gravenberch and McAllister. And of course Endo, Curtis Jones will get minutes there, and Bajcetic maybe next summer if he comes back from Salzburg with a really good loan spell, maybe he could have a future in that position as well. But right now Liverpool are short in that area. So Real Sociedad have finished in the top 6 in the past 5 seasons, but I think they only qualified for the Champions League once, like 2 seasons ago, and they crashed out in the last 16 very quickly. So Real Sociedad are not a club who are going to be involved in the latter stages of the Champions League. They are not even in the competition this season. Some journalists think that a sticking point for Zubimendi could be that Real Sociedad are not planning to offer him an improved contract. He's on decent wages, but remember, Liverpool would have tripled his wages. And I think if that same offer is on the table in January, Zubimendi might take it. Real Sociedad president Joaquin Aperribai recently gave an interview denying that Zubimendi demanded an improved deal, and he said there has been no conversation with Zubimendi to renew the contract, and there has not been now and there has not been before, and he did not put any conditions on us, and he understood the moment, and he knew that it was a market in which some players were already going to leave Real Sociedad, and he understood that it was time to stay at Real Sociedad, and the case is finished. So Real Sociedad are not offering Zubimendi a new contract, which is really interesting. So his release clause will still be 60 million euros, which is 51 million pounds. Liverpool already agreed personal terms with Zubimendi. So remember, Zubimendi already had his wages and everything, bonuses, mapped out, thrashed out by Liverpool and Zubimendi's agent. And I think Zubimendi's agent will push either Real Sociedad to give Zubimendi a bigger contract, or he will push Zubimendi to actually go to Liverpool, because then the agent gets a big commission and Zubimendi will be on tremendously high wages, which surely will trickle down to the agent as well. That's how agents usually operate, and it looks like Zubimendi is having second thoughts about staying at Real Sociedad. So the big question is, will Liverpool give Zubimendi a second chance? Will we say, you know what, if you really want to come to Liverpool still in January, we will be in the market for a defensive midfielder? Liverpool maybe didn't sign a defensive midfielder alternative to Zubimendi because they thought, and I'm saying this as a hypothetical, they thought that this deal is not totally dead in the water. Real Sociedad, of course, are not as big as Liverpool. They won't be able to offer Liverpool even anywhere near the wages that Liverpool are able to offer Zubimendi. So maybe Liverpool are playing the long game. Remember, we did this with Virgil van Dijk. We didn't sign him in the summer. We waited 6 months. We signed him in January. He was posing next to a Christmas tree with a Liverpool top in his hands. I remember that famous picture. That was a really big day for us Liverpool fans. Many Spanish sources are saying that Liverpool are ready to rekindle the Zubimendi deal. And the news outlet Team Talk can also confirm that Liverpool are ready to try again to sign Zubimendi. Fraser Gillen, a transfer correspondent, confirming that this rekindling of the Zubimendi transfer definitely has legs. That stance has also previously been backed up by journalist David Ornstein, who said they decided that they would only do something that could certainly add to the squad. Liverpool targeted Martin Zubimendi and got far in the deal, but ultimately he decided to stay at Real Sociedad. But no panic, don't suddenly knee-jerk to an alternative that not might be quite right for Liverpool. Perhaps go with your internal existing options until the right opportunity arises. And many fans, including myself, criticized Liverpool for that in the summer, that we didn't sign an alternative. But it could turn out to be a genius move by Liverpool if we sign Zubimendi in January. I think we need to sign a midfielder in the January transfer window. If by some luck or Arne Slot's physio team can keep McAllister and Gravenberch fit, it's a different matter. Maybe then Liverpool won't necessarily need to sign a defensive midfielder. But Zubimendi definitely will be on the market next summer. I think if Real Sociedad has a weak season, which it looks like they will have a weak season, then I don't think Zubimendi will stay put at that club anymore. Liverpool have often played the patient game over transfers, just like, as I mentioned, with Virgil van Dijk. And David Ornstein said maybe that will be Zubimendi in the future, that Liverpool could sign in the way that Virgil van Dijk was after they missed out on him when he was at Southampton one summer and then they signed him in January. Or maybe it will be someone else entirely, or nobody at all, as Ryan Gravenberch takes the role with fantastic ability. But there is a journalist, San Sebastian newspaper journalist Recalde, who works for Noticias de Guipúzcoa. He described these claims that Zubimendi changed his mind and wants to go to Liverpool in January as nonsense and invention. He said it's September. Martin Zubimendi decided to stay at Real Sociedad and he's going to play the whole season here. Just because the team started badly isn't going to change anything, since it's the club of his life, he loves his feelings. Next summer we will see what will happen, but nothing has changed. Zubimendi isn't going to regret staying at home. It's nonsense and invention. So of course he's defending Real Sociedad here, and I'm not sure if he personally spoken to Zubimendi. Only Zubimendi himself knows how he feels about that decision. But the fact of the matter is there has been no conversation with Zubimendi to renew the contract of Zubimendi. That's what the Real Sociedad president declared. So that's a big question mark. Will Zubimendi change his mind? We will see. I will keep you guys updated on this transfer saga. Of course, Liverpool would certainly benefit of a midfielder who is as good as Zubimendi, but it's not beyond the imagination that Liverpool will rekindle this interest, but only if Liverpool get encouragement from the agent and Zubimendi, and I think they will be more ruthless this time. So if Zubimendi shows any signs of hesitation, Liverpool will not go in for him. And for Liverpool fans, this could spark hope that Zubimendi might regret his decision. But Arne Slot is building a very promising project. The idea of returning for Zubimendi in 2025 would certainly be welcomed by Liverpool fans. The club have bolstered their midfield since, but it's only on the wing with Chiesa. We definitely need, I think, a long-term solution to this defensive midfield position. I mean, McAllister and Gravenberch could be our first choice starting 11 players going forward, but I think long-term Endo needs to be replaced by a much better player, and Curtis Jones, his future is in question as well. He needs to have a very good season, just like Harvey Elliott, otherwise there will be question marks about their futures. So this is a saga that could see further developments, and I will keep you guys updated on this. Arne Slot also confirmed that Alisson has a fitness issue. Alisson is still a doubt if he can train today, Arne Slot said today. We have to wait and see. He has a slight issue with one of his muscles. Muscle injuries usually don't heal in a few days, so I think maybe Kelleher will start in place of Alisson, and then Kelleher can play the League Cup game against West Ham as well, and then Alisson can have another 1.5 weeks where he can get better and become a starter again. But yeah, Alisson picking up these niggles, these small injuries, maybe that's why Liverpool signed Mamadashvili and he is coming to Liverpool in 2025. And he keeps picking up these muscle injuries in training. Alisson's Arne Slot said he didn't do it in the Milan game. He felt it before, then he felt it more and more. Now we have to see if he's ready for the weekend. So did he get injured against Nottingham Forest, or did he get injured in training between the Nottingham Forest and Milan game? We don't know. I don't think that was the main issue, if it was even an issue. You would expect players to be tired against Milan, but we were really strong. You have to give credit to Forest. They made it really hard for us. There's always the main resistance, the team you face, not the amount of games you play. Because yeah, there has been some suggestions that maybe Liverpool players were tired against Nottingham Forest. I think it was just, Liverpool failed to finish their good chances in the first half, and Nottingham Forest really stifled them in the second half. And Darwin Núñez has only came on as a substitute. And Arne Slot said Darwin Núñez needs the same as all the others. Work really hard, and goals will come. That's what he did against Milan. He came in for the team. As a result of that, attackers have goals or assists. It happened with Cody Gakpo. So if you play for a team like Liverpool, you will get chances, you will score goals as a striker. For me, it's the work you do without the ball. He will get his chance in the near future. We play a lot of games. He's fitter and fitter, understands day by day what we want from him. But he's in competition with Diogo Jota, who has done well. I think Darwin Núñez will start against West Ham, Jota will start against Bournemouth, and then we will go from there and see how each player performs. Thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.